If you want some FIFA 23 coins, please check out MMOXP.com. Their link is down in the description. They're fast, cheap and reliable, and if you use code REMA you can get yourself a 5% discount. We're in trouble, guys. We are in trouble. EA have just announced title update 4 for the next gen versions of the game, and they've made some gameplay changes within the update which I do not agree with at all. In this video I'm going to be going over the pitch notes and giving you my opinion on what EA have changed, and I'm going to tell you why I think a lot of it is really bad for the overall health of this game. So at the top of the pitch notes, it starts off with the Ultimate Team section, and they've made the following changes where they add a win-loss counter in the FUT Champs hub which tracks your performances for the current playoff and finals competitions. This is fine, I have no complaints with that. The next change is they've updated some UI elements in the FUT store and added labels for most popular and best value FIFA point bundles. Saying best value and FIFA point bundles does not go together. It is not good value at all. Do not buy FIFA points. Now they've addressed some things in Ultimate Team as well, which means they're not actually making these changes in the update, which I really wish they did. And the first one is controller and camera settings could incorrectly reset to default after staying in the menus for an extended period of time. So they've acknowledged that this is an issue, but they haven't fixed it. Instead, we've got some UI elements for FIFA points. Why can't you actually fix the things that matter first? This controller and camera settings thing is by far the most annoying thing in the game. I'm genuinely not trying to nitpick here, but how can you seriously prioritize making the change to some UI elements regarding FIFA points opposed to something which literally ruins the experience for everybody in the game? Nobody likes their controller and camera settings resetting every time they log onto the game. Now they've also addressed some other things in Ultimate Team, but honestly it's not really worth my time to explain it. I'm just going to leave it on the screen for a moment if you guys want to read through it, and obviously there'll be a link to the pitch notes down in the description. But what we're going to be focusing on is the gameplay changes, and oh boy, this is not good. I'm telling you now, it is not good. Alright, so brace yourselves. They have reduced the accuracy of outside of the foot shots by up to 30%. Players with the outside the foot shot trait will also be impacted by this, but only by up to 10%. Listen, it's very important you listen to what I'm going to say here, because I'm not trying to defend mechanics being overpowered, okay? But sometimes, just sometimes, you have to compensate for other things, alright? So, do I think outside the foot shots were maybe too good? Yes, from outside the box, I do. But inside the box, they were the only consistent way of actually scoring a goal, because if you do any other type of shot, sometimes your player will blaze it over the bar, other times they'll hit it at the keeper, and it doesn't really guarantee you a lot of goals, which it should. Those of you that play FIFA in the higher divisions will understand just how good defensive AI is. It's way too overpowered. It's very difficult to break down. So when you do finally break down this defensive AI, you are now reducing the chance that you have to score a goal, because EA have nerfed this shot, but they haven't improved anything else, and they haven't, changed anything else to make up for this. Now, if they made a change where they improved the accuracy and the success rate of other types of shots, or maybe they nerfed defensive AI in certain situations, then yes, this change is warranted, right? But the problem is, they've nerfed this, but they haven't changed anything else. So they've taken away the only way you have to combat this. It's an issue. It's a big issue, EA. You can't just nerf one thing and not change anything else. And even though the outside of the box ones were overpowered, they've literally removed the only way to stop people from dropping back. You now have nothing to combat drop back opponents. Before, people would at least try and press you because they know you're going to attempt this shot otherwise. Now they're like, oh, we have no issues, there's nothing that anyone can do against us, so we're just going to sit here and wait until you run into us. There's nothing to combat these drop back opponents, so you can't just change this without changing something else. Now I know I've rambled on about outside the foot shots for a while, but I honestly think it was important I said that, because I already know people are going to complain about this after a week. There'll be people in the comments now which are like, these outside the foot shots were too good, they needed a nerf, but then they'll soon realise that that's the only way to actually beat drop back opponents, and it was the only way to consistently score. So they'll realise that, but it'll take them a few weeks. And for the next change, we have something which is even more infuriating, because I literally ranted about this a few hours ago. EA have gone and improved through balls. Semi-assisted through passes are now less likely to be underpowered and less likely to go to the defender's feet. Are you serious, EA? Now, not many people will admit this, but through balls are already way too good. You do not need to make them any better. I literally said you need to make them worse, because they are way too good compared to everything else. They are literally brainless. People sit in a 4-2-2, ping the ball up to the cam, through ball, goal. That is all they do. It is brainless stuff. It is too overpowered. These through passes do not need to be like made better. And the part about this patch note which annoys me even more is it literally says they are less likely to go to the defender's feet. What does that mean? So you're saying if there is a defender there and somebody like hits a through ball at them, it's now less likely to go to their feet. They're like, yeah, we'll just let this through anyway. How is that making them better? What you're doing is rewarding brainless decisions. If there is a defender in that vicinity, they have every right to win that ball back. If you pass the ball near someone or at them, then yes, you should expect that to get intercepted. Why do they need to make it so the defender now actively avoids the ball? Why? I don't get it. Now, those of you that play FIFA at a high level will also understand what I mean about the assisted passing problem in FIFA 23. Basically, if somebody is cutting a passing lane and somebody makes that pass anyway, what it will do is it will actively try and avoid the person cutting the passing lane and alter the receiver's path so the person intercepting the passing lane doesn't get the ball. You know? So instead of reducing this RNG nonsense to when it comes to blocking passes, they've now said, oh, we're going to try and make it so defenders avoid these passes even more. Why? I don't get it. Anyway, moving on. They said they've increased the consistency of the ball roll skill move in first time situations. I do not mind this at all. I think this is a good change, you know, a very rare good change. Well done, EA. This is something that actually reduces the RNG in the game. It's something that is useful to the players and it's something that makes sense. If the ball comes at you, you use a ball roll to settle the ball a bit easier. That is good. That is a good change. Why'd you have to go and ruin it with the other ones? And the last one is also a pretty decent change. It's decreased input sensitivity when requesting a knock-on. Again, this is okay. Now, these are all the changes that EA have made, alright, but they are addressing other things, but I'm not going to list them all in the video because it will genuinely take me forever. And in my eyes, addressing something doesn't really mean anything because it means you haven't actually done anything about it. It's like, oh, we know this is here, but we haven't done anything yet, you know, we know it's here, but who cares, that kind of thing. Now, I know we've gone through all of these changes, I know it's been very negative of me, but you guys have to understand, if you're going to change these things, you have to change other things. If you make these outside the foot shots worse, there has to be another option. There has to be another way to counter drop back opponents, you know? Now, we've literally got rid of the only way to counter these opponents, and they've increased the RNG in these situations. It makes it worse, guys. And I hope some of you didn't get the wrong idea with the through passes. I'm not saying passing should be terrible, completely the opposite, but it also shouldn't be in a way which literally avoids the defender. That makes absolutely no sense. If somebody is blocking that pass, somebody is blocking the pass. Don't actively make the pass avoid the defender. I've been moaning about that for months, years. But yeah, there are all the patch notes for the update, and again, I know this has been a bit of a negative video, but it is extremely frustrating because me and many others have been in this situation so many times where EA are finally starting to do something good and then they make something worse. You get what I mean? For example, if there was one type of pass that did not need a buff, it would be through balls. Like, I don't get it, EA. Anyways, guys, that's everything for the video. I'm sorry if I got a little bit intense, but I really do have to voice my opinions. I'm not going to sit here and act like I enjoy something or say something's good when I really do not agree with what's been done. But yeah, if you have enjoyed the video, I'd very much appreciate it if you could drop it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you are new so you never miss out on any videos like this one. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you are notified when a video is posted. And with all that aside, guys, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And I will catch you all later. Peace.